Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode here on Warriors Amongst Men. As always, my name is Sam and I'm here to help you through your spiritual experience here on Earth. Mainly because I've been the one to take risks in life. I've taken many leaps of faith and I've been experimenting here whilst on Earth. And I think that's something not a lot of us do. You know, society tells us that we should get a job, settle down, have a family, save for a house. We take that safe path in life, and as we come into 2026, I'm sitting here at the beach and I'm reflecting on the decisions that I've made. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. Whether the decisions that I've made or not, honestly, I don't know. But I'm here to serve as a mirror for you. Maybe you're sitting in a job right now that you don't like. Maybe you're sitting at Crossroads and you're thinking, do I go this way or that way? We have many decisions in life where the decision we choose requires sacrifices, you know, and every path we go down is like that, because if you want to go this way, you've got to sacrifice everything that would have happened if you went the other way. You know, so this can sort of make us go into a state of procrastination, and fear comes up, you know, and we worry. For example, if you quit that job and you go travelling, then, you know, will it be worth it? You might just go back one day and think, damn, if I just stayed here, I could have saved up that much more for this house, I could have been in this sort of situation or that situation, you know. Could have been further towards your goals or whatever. And you're sacrificing those experiences if you stay. So what's worth it to you? Is the pushing towards your goals or going the other way for the experiences? Because I didn't choose to come travelling for the experiences. I was once told that the secrets to the universe will be revealed to you, or revealed to those that dare to follow their hearts. And I read a famous book once called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and it was about finding your personal legend, following your personal legend, and that sentence alone sends tingles down my spine, because it reminds us that we all have a personal legend. We look at legends in society, Cristiano Ronaldo or whatever it is, whoever it is that might be your idol out there, because they achieve something great in life, and we think, well, I'll never achieve something like that. Maybe my life is for nothing. But I'm reminded of that sentence, personal legend, because we all have a personal legend. We all have a story, and you know, as I sit here and reflect back on the decisions that I've made in life, the sacrifices that I've made to be where I am right now, I think, was it all worth it? Okay, well, how do we measure the worth of something like this? That's the next question. You know, if I stayed, I could have had more money because I could have worked more or whatever. Maybe that wouldn't have worked out. Maybe something would have happened that made me have to give away the money that I made, and that maybe that would have been all for nothing. You know, and what about coming out here? Was the experiences worth it up to this point? You know, I've learnt a lot. I've had ups and downs, I've had successes, and I've had losses. And I think to myself, was it all worth it? What if I just end up exactly back where I was, with just, you know, less money, less time because I'm older, you know, less opportunities or something? And to be honest, we just don't know, and I don't think that's a good measuring stick, you know, whether we're measuring in experiences we've had against the money we could have made or whatever. I just don't think that's what we're talking about here, and that's why I want to make this video, because if I think about who I am and what I've learned from doing these experiences, I don't think it's the experiences that were important. I don't care about sitting at the beach looking at the ocean. I don't think that's what's important about me being out here travelling. And I don't think it's... I think obviously that's nice, and I like the fact that I can sit and eat healthy food and be in the sunshine. Obviously those things are nice. But the true riches of what I've gained from doing something like this is internal. It's something that someone else would only discover if we were to sit and have a deep conversation. Yeah, they're not something that... I mean, it's not like I'm going to tell you about some wonderful experience I had of looking at mountains or something. Or it's not a particular experience that I can tell you about. But it's sort of internal abilities that you gain over time. You know, think about what's happening to your consciousness if you choose the safe path in life. You know, and when I say safe path in life, I would call it the conveyor belt lifestyle, the lifestyle we've been told to live. You know, finish school, get a job, save up, and just live that normal life that we're, you know, going round in circles. And that drives some of us crazy, but there's points in my journey where I've looked back and thought maybe I could have found happiness in that life. So I'm not going to undermine that life, because in reality, I think when we're in that situation thinking, oh, what am I doing with my life, just going around in circles, I think we're just getting caught up in the present moment a little bit, in the feelings that we have. If you just take a step back, there's a lot of beautiful things about that life as well. You know, having a family and providing for people, and there's a lot of beautiful things to be found in the details of each path that we choose in life. So it's not to undermine that path. I'm just here to speak as your future self. If you're looking to take a risk in life, you know, maybe quit your job and go travelling or something, I can tell you that there'll be points in time where you think, shit, have I really done the right thing? And there'll also be points in time where you'll see that it was all worth it, because you've got to follow your personal legends. The universe reveals its secrets to those that dare to follow their heart. What does that mean? What have I learned from that? What does that mean to me? Because what secrets have I actually learned? Well, I've learned that I can just surrender to the process wherever I am in life. You know, I can always go back and get another job and settle down, and I can create that wonderful beauty again of having a family or whatever. But obviously as we get older, the windows of opportunity start to close, and we will look back on our lives and think, you know, what was that all about? And I can't help but always come back to the fact that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and I'm here for evolution, you know, because what I have gained is jumping out of my comfort zone like that. Really, that's expanded my awareness, you know. I'm aware that there's a guiding forces around me. I'm like a glitch in the matrix. You know, I'd never done what was expected of me. Whether that's a good thing or not, I think what it's taught me is it's helped me to evolve and mature into what I would say is my personal legend. You know what I mean? I've evolved into that version of myself that's capable, you know, that I don't really let fears control me anymore. That doesn't mean I'm stupid and I just do anything, or I let, you know, other people take advantage of me because I don't want to be seen as weak. You know, it's actually the opposite. And actually it's helped me to honour the small things in life, like the things that you might be taking for granted right now in the path that you're, you know, currently on, that you might think that you want to get out of. you want to go and do something new. And I'm here to tell you that I would reevaluate. I would look at your life and what you deeply want on the inside. But also there's nothing wrong with taking that leap of faith, because you create something once and you can create it again. But the experiences that we have in life are absolutely worth it. Not because you get to see a beautiful beach or you get to go and have a look at a view of a mountain or something. I don't think that that's what this is all about. I think there's something much deeper than that. And I feel like it's a process within you. In the Bible it talks about Jesus going and spending a certain amount of days and nights in the desert, and then he returns. And I think that we all must do something like that in life. We all have that point where we have to get out of that comfort zone and follow our personal legends. And speaking of following our personal legends, I think along the way we meet people like the main character did in Paulo Coelho in that book, The Alchemist. He meets people along the way that are reflections of the decisions that he has to make. He meets someone that basically didn't follow his personal legend and always had that as a dream that maybe he would have taken or could have taken, but that dream helped him get through life. And then when we meet these people, it stops us and we think, maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just get a job and run my own business or something. Maybe I should just take that safer path that is more known to me rather than the unknown. But that's also revealing to us the nature of this world, the spiritual nature of this world, that everything is a reflection from within, and the choices we make are going to send us on secret paths, special missions, our own personal adventure, our own personal legend. And the secrets that I've learnt along my journey will be different to yours. I think that's very key. Because we can read books and we can gain knowledge, but really your personal legend is about your own story, creating your own book as you go along, not necessarily physically. Obviously it's good to journal and you could make your own book, but for me, for example, making YouTube videos, I learnt that whatever I'm speaking into these videos then seems